So we all know all these Facebook things we see online, and we see like, I challenge you to do this, I challenge you to do that, or we all saw the ALS challenge. People were pouring water over themselves, or a challenge for this. Well, what about a challenge to help somebody in need, to volunteer in somebody's life, or to help a local organization? I challenge somebody to do that, to spend time out of their comfort zone for somebody else's problem, somebody else's need. Personally, in my local area, I challenge even myself to do that. I guess you can call it like a call to arms or an action, so to speak. One of my favorite areas that I would like to do that in would be a place called Watered Gardens. It's like a gospel recovery ministry for the homeless, for poverty, and personally, I think that's a good way to start. Here's kind of an example of kind of their website. If you actually go to wateredgardens.org, that's actually kind of a good resource. You can start there. If that's a place you're interested in that kind of setting, they do kind of it's kind of like a gospel rescue mission for the poverty, homeless, seeking out for people and help. Here's kind of what their website looks like. Kind of put it in the screen here so you guys can see it. Like they have resources, like you have the about here on this side here, like services, and of course their title and their insignia, and of course you can like volunteer and give. So just a few resources kind of you can go through in that way. Um, so kind of going through that, you guys probably want to know, well, what's it all about? I want to know that. If I'm going to be challenged for something, what's the challenge details? Well, I'm going to give you this detail. I guess here's a battle plan for the challenge. So first, I'm going to give you this battle plan. We're going to seek the reason why of this challenge. So if you go to the Water Gardens website, watergardens.org, we click on the About page, and then you're going to see kind of an example. It's going to motivate you to have this challenge. There's a testimony from this guy named Robert that is very empowering. I would implore you to watch it. I'm going to link you to a YouTube page, or it may play on the video. This was posted on YouTube back in February 8th, 2013 by the Water Gardens website. Basically, to summarize the video, the guy named Robert, he was talking about where he was actually pretty much affected by the tornado, pretty much affected by it, and he was bunkered down in his house in his basement, and he had nowhere to go, and it stopped, and he lost his house. And then he was going through a situation where he went out later on, I guess he went outside and he talked to somebody, and some person was writing a book about the tornado, and then she asked him, started having a conversation, and then he revealed to her that he was homeless. And then I guess she was dressed all high society, really high class, I guess, and then she told him that he didn't look homeless. And then part of the video, I guess halfway in, he broke down, and he asked a very powerful question: how is a homeless person supposed to look? So this narrative needs to change, and this is my challenge for every one of you, to change this narrative. And to change this, I motivate you to hear more of these stories, because part of changing this will also change you. If you go further in the website, if you want to go back to the watergardens.org website, you click on the Hear More Stories. It's right next to, again, you go to the About section where you find Robert's story, and then basically you click on the Hear More Stories option, and then you can see multiple stories. It's called the Stories of Hope, and you can see multiple people. Scroll down and you can just see, tons of videos of people just kind of sharing their experiences. And here's just kind of a few examples here of kind of what the page looks like. Kind of right here, you kind of see just kind of a few collage of people. So, it's a real thing, guys. It's not just, that at all. It's a big deal. To kind of give you some backstory, too, on the cause of all this, because you guys are probably wondering where this came from. What's the motivation? What empowered somebody? If I'm going to be challenged to this call, where is it coming from? You know, where's the root? Well, I'm about to dig this up for you. So this root came back in 2001. There is a journalist named Susan Redden. She actually posted this on the Joplin Globe. You can go to the website, joplinglobe.com. Basically, Water Gardens co-founder, the name of the article is the Water Gardens co-founder named to national organization. And this is posted back by Susan Redden on January 1st, 2014. Basically going down, kind of explaining the story, and kind of confirming. Basically, this guy named Whitford and his wife named Marcia, they both founded Water Gardens more than 13 years ago. Now, this was basically 13 years ago of this article, so this would be back in the 2000 or 2001. And basically, they did this for an outreach to help the homeless and the low-income residents of Joplin. Basically, it kind of breaks it down to expand, like to have a 30-bed men's shelter, you know, for people, men and women, or a 30-bed men's shelter, and then like a 10-bed women's shelter, a chapel, a classroom, expanded kitchen, to give back to the community, to help people that are in need. So I think that's a powerful mission, guys, worthy for us to give back, a challenge to volunteer or give something back to that. You know, just kind of something there for you guys to do that. Guys, more so, I mean, to motivate you. You know, I'm sure a lot of us in Joplin, we experienced the traumatic effect of what the tornado caused, guys. You know, back in May 22nd of 2011. I mean, we all went through that. I mean, that ruined a lot of homes. A lot of us became homeless. Fortunately, I was not hit with that disaster, but I have friends that were. And I personally, I can't say I've been in your shoes. I haven't been homeless, but I have been pretty low and rock bottom in situations where I couldn't make it. And friends had to help me, but I'm not going to pretend I've been in that situation or I could even come close to understanding what you've been through. But what I can say, you can do something about it. You can do something about this. And to give you kind of more of a motivational challenge spring to this call out, if you go just go to the New York Times. You can go to www.newyorktimes.com or just go to www.nytimes.com. Just the title of the article is "Tornado Hits Missouri City," and then there's a comma, "killing many." Okay. It's by a journalist named Naomi Cohen, and she just breaks down how the tornado steamrolled over Joplin, Missouri. Goes through, gives pictures of the devastation. Guys, this reached all the way to New York Times. That's crazy. If this doesn't kickstart you, here's a small example of a Joplin road, kind of that devastation right here. This is, you know, I mean, I hope none of you lived down this road or lost this or had to be, you know, whoever got climbed out of this rubble or survived or whoever lost somebody, you know, your prayers are in my heart, you know. But guys, this is the biggest thing. This is the challenge. To be able to reach out to people like that, guys, you know, there's things like this, you know, and this may not be the only, you know, charity organization you can go to in general, but this to me, you know, my mission, or, you know, something that spoke to me, this gospel, to kind of reach out to people in that light, to give that faith, a hope, you know, that someone's out there trying to do this, to give that opportunity. So on the same webpage I showed you before, prior to this, again, watergardens.org, if you want to take part in that challenge I'm calling you out to do, again, top right side, volunteer or give. Now, I get that we all have to pay bills. If you can't give anything, then give your time. Volunteer. It's right there on the top right-hand side. You'll see it says volunteer. If you click that, you know, you fill out some information, you're formed, you can give your first name, last name, phone number, part of an organization, or you're bringing a group, and just, it's a simple application, guys. And there's also contact info below. You scroll all the way down, and if you're just looking for maybe some preaching, like maybe some teaching examples back to you, maybe you're looking for more of a spiritual tutor or a growth aspect of it to even motivate your help. I mean, from what the website says, there's an outreach program. I mean, there's shelter options if you need help too as well. Teaching and preaching options, Friday at noon, Sundays at 8. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities here, guys. Um, I mean, it's right there in front of you guys, and I mean, the challenge is here, guys. It's all up to you to make that step of action. So are you just going to wait? I challenge you. Take that action. Don't just wait around.